Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. So today, is it another lesson in insanity? Well, obviously, you are going to be the judge. So recently, I think many of you have been able to observe what is happening on many Ivy League campuses, such as Columbia University. Are you seeing what's happening in regards to the Hamas-Israeli conflict that is happening? Now, what's interesting is we have seen this before, and I'll address that here pretty quickly. But more importantly, obviously, most of these protests are instigated by far left-wing organizations. In fact, many of the Jewish students who are now very upset about what is happening on these universities are of the far left themselves. They have just been caught up in their own permanent revolution. Eventually, the left will always consume itself. And that's exactly what you are now seeing in Columbia University and other schools around the United States, or the United States. Now, what's even more interesting for me as I watch this, it looks very familiar. In the first place in the world that I saw the chanting, so to speak, the chanting that you see now at Columbia University, I also saw in Tunisia. Abla, 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 ah. Then I saw it spread to Libya. Abla, 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 ah. Syria. Abla, 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 ah. And finally, it's here in the United States. Abla, 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 ah. I have no idea what they're saying and really don't care to know what they're saying or chanting. Obviously, it's Arabic. But again, it is the left. Again, these are left-wing schools taking advantage of a crisis and creating revolutionary fervor. And that's what we're seeing. Now, is it going to spread? Is it going to morph into something much more insidious here in the United States? Probably. I mean, that is the end goal. There's also talk about widespread protests that are going to start with the theocratic climate control movement. So essentially, you have two high control religions merging. You have Islam, high control, quote unquote, religion. And then you have the high control cult of climate change theocracy. And they are going to merge. And you're going to see that this summer. And again, it's ironic, it's interesting to see again the far left Jewish students who at one point were very okay with the body politic in these Ivy League schools. But the minute they start to become eaten and consumed by their own ideology, things change. So that is it. Permanent revolution will continue and morph into something anew. Have a good day.